And it is an all new, brand new Drinks to Words by. And what a day it is. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. Welcome, just in general.
Hello, hello.
What a day it has been for us so far in continuing this process that is the show.
hmm
And because it is an all new Drinks to Words by, what are you drinking?
I am having a beer, Bootlegger's Knuckle Sandwich. I've had it before on here.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
double
yeah.
IPA, 10%. Yeah. I went to Bevmo, and Bevmo really is the Toys R Us for adults, or at least alcoholics. And they had a 4 pack for 13.99. I think that's a great deal. A 10% beer 4 pack for 13.99. Fuck, golden. Um, and I also have a shot of whiskey. Uh, the main reason why I went to Bevmo was to get some more Old Tub, that bottled and bond that I had. I really enjoy it, so I got 2 more bottles because it was only $20 a bottle. So Bevmo has the deals.
That's great. It's like you walk in and you truly say, I'm a big kid now, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You walk in, your liver does a little.
I myself am drinking just some regular coffee that I made because I went out and I created a brand new cookie.
Oh,
Okay, so coffee and cookie go together. I mean, cookies and alcohol don't mix. Now, cupcakes and alcohol mix, but not cookies and alcohol. I want to say
I don't. That's not true because you could have an Irish coffee and
that's
have a
true.
cookie.
That's
You
true.
see, when you're drunk enough, everything goes with alcohol. There is no go.
Yeah.
Broccoli, sure, it's right there. I'm gonna eat it.
So I stepped up my peanut butter cookie game, and I use regular peanut butter. I use peanuts in their regular peanuts. I use dark chocolate, but then this is where I stepped it up. I bought banana chips, and with all the crumbs that were left over, I put the crumbs in. Because anytime you have crumbs, you want to throw them away, right? But now I'm starting to use crumbs as seasoning in a sense. So this is a chocolate peanut butter a chip um, banana cookie. Delicious. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna bring one to you. You need to try. And I could be bringing to you one.
I may be in your area sooner than later, so maybe I just pick one up.
Yeah, let's talk about the elephant that is in the room, which is May 20th. The Cove opens up.
Oh, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
it's absolutely official, like a referee with a whistle, completely. So I know you're going to be going in the morning. I have to, of course, I rarely work Thursdays, but I do. And of course, the one Thursday, actually, the next couple of Thursdays of my life, I'm going to be working. So I'm going to try to make it kind of midday or in the afternoon. I'm not sure. I may wait a couple days just to let the crowd kind of die down. In my head, there's going to be crowds. They're
Oh
not.
yeah, definitely. I'm sure people have taken days off for this event. It's been over a year in the making, man. I want to go early because I promised Cindy that I would see her, and I want to avoid the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I mean, I actually just read that they're going to lift the mask mandate and everything's going to be opened up by June 15th. So, it's not going to be that long in between this reduced capacity till it's the Cove again. But yeah, I have to I have to go. I would be like the old commercial, open, open,
Yeah.
open, open, and I'm sure I won't be the only one. There'll be a bunch of people waiting outside, like, hey.
I mean, if I could, if I didn't have to be at work, I'd be there at 8 in the morning. I'd be there at 7:45. Just
Well,
outside.
that's that we don't even know what time they're going to open. Like we don't know what their hours are.
That's true.
So we have to actually. I think we need some more information. Like what are going to be the hours? Because I don't know if they're going to be able to open at 8, or if they're going to try to open at 8, or if they're going to stay open till 2. Because I don't remember when like the first restrictions came on, they were going to have to be closed early. So we still need hours of operation. You know,
So, but for sure at 6 o'clock they're going to be open. You know, um,
at 6 p.m. Yes, six
yeah,
p.m.
and I think
Now,
that's what time I might be. I might drive by and just like look at the parking lot and just be like, oh man. So we'll see.
you're not going to drive by and then keep driving. Shut the
That's
fuck up.
true.
Why are you going to pretend? Like the moment that you pass the bar, like, oh, let's see who's in there.
Yeah,
Over. Done. Because then you know what's going to happen is like, you're like fucking George from Cheers.
yeah,
Albert!
I know.
And then somebody's like, let me buy you something.
I know.
And and it begins.
I know. And I'm already planning on going in and buying a Cove Makers because I haven't had one in a while, in a very long time. So I need to add that into my bar. Which, by the way, my bar is absolutely taken. I have no alcohol in the room. So and I was gonna go last night, but then we talked about doing the show early, and then I was involved in a project, and so it was just like, well, I'm like, maybe I'll do it in the morning, but I didn't want to be that guy. I'm not saying there's a stigma, but do you feel weird like today I was gonna go at like 8 or 9 in the morning to the liquor store and buy like I was gonna either buy some beer, some liquor, but I was gonna be like, man, it's weird to if it's on a weekend, okay, you know what I mean? But on a weekday, I kind of feel odd doing that.
You know what? No. I would say no. Um, California allows you to buy liquor at 6 a.m. So 8 a.m. is already way past the. And it's kind of like I feel like the way you said it, it was like when you were like 18 and trying to buy condoms, you were kind of embarrassed to buy condoms. Like, look, I'm gonna have sex. Now it's like, all right, I'm gonna have sex. You kind of give that like, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I buy
But
condoms even though I don't use them, just so people think that I'm having sex. You know?
you like it just falls out of your pocket every time. Oh my god, my condom fell.
How did that happen?
How did that happen? Oh look, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. I'm paying in cash for my drink, and then condoms just fall out. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
might do that. I might do that. What comes first?
oh. Speaking of which, you said you wanted to stop in. I want to make sure that I have cash. I want to tip in cash.
Yeah,
it's I'm not letting the government take tip money anymore. I'm gonna
yeah.
make sure the bartender's getting it all.
I don't know what you're talking about. All the bartenders report all their money.
Yeah. Wink, wink.
I do actually. I have to report everything.
Do you really?
Yeah, yeah. I even get they give me a receipt and everything, and I have to report all my cash, all my credit card tips, everything. They're thorough where I work. So
Well, I'm just saying for me, I will feel more
right.
comfortable if I had a little bit of cash on me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't feel bad. I mean, buying liquor is buying liquor because you don't know what your day is. You don't know if you're off that day, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking have a good time. You're gonna go to the beach. You want to have liquor. There's no point in being embarrassed that early in the morning. Fuck it. I mean, I
We
think Bevmo opens at 9 a.m.
okay. But here's the thing. Weekend everything is like, "Oh yeah, well it's the weekend." But it's just like weekday, I don't know. You can maybe get away with it on a Friday because well, they're like, well, maybe they have the Friday off or what. See, I am very analytical. So when I walk into somewhere, my mind is already contriving 1,000 stories that the cashier is thinking. Even though the cashier's probably not thinking anything, but I'm already like, oh,
The
this
cashier
cashier's
don't care.
probably thinking.
Cashier just wants the money.
Yeah,
He just wants the cash. Doesn't give a fuck.
that's not me. I'm thinking he's like, where did this guy get this cash? Where does this guy work? Why is he buying this?
You know what? I have seen it happen. Like I've seen like I went to like if you go to 7-Eleven like at 6 in the morning when everybody's about to go to work, you see like a bunch of dudes picking up a bunch of their snacks and stuff, like especially like people who work construction or like gardeners or all that stuff. And they're picking up fucking 3-packs, the 3 tall cans and stuff like that. And I'm like, I get it. You're gonna be fucking working all day. You want something right after, I'm hoping after, not while you're
Yeah.
working. Uh but so you know what? I mean, the Cove used to open at 6. There's other bars that open at 6. Is it any less embarrassing to go to the Cove at 6 in the morning and drink as opposed to going to the liquor store?
Well, but to be fair, the Cove's clientele at 6 in the morning were all the off-duty, cops and nurses that just saw you the night before.
Not all of them. There is one particular person who is shall not be named. Uh, Most people won't know this person. I was gonna give the him her thing. But the story I got was this person would stop in at the Cove, have one or two, then get on the road with a sippy cup to go to
Wow.
work, and then lunch have one, and then on the way home stop at the Cove.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah. Again, shall not be named.
Yeah, I've never been that crazy to drink and drive. I mean, well, drink and like literally drink and drive,
Again,
you know.
that's why I always say I don't drink and drive. I drink then I drive.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning this, folks. I'm not
We're
condoning
not
this.
none of us
No,
are
no, no, no. Don't
condoning
do it. Don't do it.
at all.
A lot of us have already found out why you shouldn't do it.
Yes, yes, yes. And that I believe that happened first season. That was an interesting first season. Oh
Ah,
man.
if we can go back and just like rehash those conversations. Oh my god.
Right. You too can check out our first season. Go ahead, log on to drinkstowardsbite.com. There you'll what is this, like 108 or 109, I think,
Something
episode?
like that. It's hard to like really keep track unless you go and visually see the episode. Only because we've done so many, and now it's like on the road to 200.
Right?
It's like 100's already gone. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep going.
200 is gonna be, you thought 100 was epic. 200 is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because fuck. Who would have thought 200? I mean, let alone 100. I mean, at 50, we were congratulating each other like we just fucking, put a rover into fucking Mars. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, honestly, sometimes I still look at it like, what are we doing? It's like what this began as just a conversation outside the Cove to now. You know what I mean? It was. I didn't think it would happen. I didn't. I think I didn't. I didn't know you were this technical with everything, and had all the equipment the way you did and everything. I was just kind of bullshitting. And then when it came to fruition and we did it, it was just like, all right, I'm down for this. And that's why I was always like, I'll pay the bill because you had all the equipment. Without you, we're nothing. Uh,
That's the best part about me is everybody thinks, because like there's so many things that start off at a bar. For example, I don't know if you know this or not, but the pet rock, the idea came from a bar conversation that these guys were having at a bar, and so that ended up being an actual thing, and the pet rock like took off, and that because it was became in a bar conversation. But with me, a lot of people, I mean, any of us at a bar think we're all bullshitting. I mean, you really have to take everybody at a bar with a grain of salt in everything.
mhm.
So when somebody says, "Hey, let's start a podcast," and you actually meet somebody that knows how to do all that stuff, you don't believe them. You're just like, they're fucking bullshitting. And, I think that's one of my biggest strengths is I like to hold people's feet to the fire because it's fun for me. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
let's see what happens if we do this. And you just again, you just met me at the right time in my life where my other podcast was on a bit of a hiatus, and I was looking just. I just had all the equipment too, and I was just like, "Well, I really have nothing going on right now, so let's
yeah.
do it." So, yeah,
Because it was a work in progress, and I mean, and working outside of the bar, you hear conversations, and I've actually heard other people like, "We should do a podcast. Yeah, this would be great." And I'm like, "You should." And I was trying to be supportive because, like, I just started one. Like, I literally just started
yeah,
one. You should do it. Go ahead. There's nothing holding you back except doing it. And I'm glad that we've done it. Uh, like I said, I didn't expect to be here far down the road with this, but yeah, here we are.
and not only that, but it has really paid off in dividends as far as for my life and my career. Right now, I'm actually involved in a few different projects that are actually paying, that are paying projects, David Macias.
This one can too. We are
Yeah,
on the Venmo at Drink Tours.
exactly, exactly, ladies and gentlemen. So find us on Venmo at Drinks Towards Mine.
We do reinvest in us in the show.
Exactly,
Not
exactly.
we're not just taking it and running with it.
No,
We still have,
we still have the $130. We still,
yeah, we still have a bank. We still have a bank
yeah,
right there.
yeah. That we're waiting. We're looking into the shot glasses, which I think David is the guy that's taking lead on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, so all that's going to be coming, not soon, but down the road. You know what I mean? Maybe at 200. Let's not make it 200, but
Yeah, I'm working. I had a conversation with somebody in regards to the podcast, and they were like, "Oh, I like the look of it, the kind of the feel of it, So I'm looking into a possible sponsor. Nothing big, but just somebody that's gonna put into the show. So I'm looking into that too. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna grow and grow and grow.
yeah. And okay, we got a DM, and we're gonna go through our DMs because we actually got a few DMs and a few comments that we're gonna go through in just a second. But let me talk to you about the first DM that we got, and it was for a company that's a ball shaver, and I don't know if you want to go with that or not. It's like Smooth My Balls or something like that is the name of the company, and
Wait, 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 wait. One more time. Somebody reached out to you in regards to promoting the ball shaver.
yeah.
I mean, is it is it like a trimmer and it's supposed to not nick your balls, or?
Something you know what's weird is I've been seeing this particular product on a few other shows that I watch, and but it just seems I don't know. I'm just like obviously it's working because we're giving them a free plug. You know what I mean? But they're just, but they'll send us the product, and obviously we have to use it and give our review. I don't know if that's a review that I would you know
Why not? Fuck it. We've talked about everything else on this motherfucker.
well,
I
yeah,
mean,
but I mean
you
these
trim your balls, right? I trim mine.
do you? Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I do.
I trim my pubic hair. I mean, you have to. I for one prefer a woman who has trimmed pubic hair, so I feel that I have to reciprocate. And for me, I try to get the carpet to match the drapes.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I do. What do you do? Like, what I do like once a month. I
Um,
manscape, if you will.
I don't have a routine. It's just kind of like sometimes it's just like you let it get away, and you're like you kind of look down, like, oh no, right now, right now, get it done.
I'm very premeditated. I'm like, you know what, today, yeah, let's trim those balls. So yeah, but I have no one to really admire them except for myself, which is a odd thing. At least you have somebody that looks at them and says, "Oh, all right, you did good today."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah,
But
but that's something I guess maybe I'll look into for the future for us to both kind of look at. But looking more into the past DMs that we've had, Edwin, um, he slid in a DM about Trader Joe's bourbon. That what did we talk about? We talked about I guess one of us had bourbon, and they said Trader Joe's bourbon is really good. Let's see who else. Oh, okay. Isaiah slid in a few um, DMs, and he says that you fools need sunglasses like Howard Stern or Tom Likas. You need that cool factor. What do you think? Should we be wearing sunglasses while doing the show?
no, because I'm not gonna wear sunglasses indoors. The only people who wear sunglasses indoors are blind people and assholes. I guess
Or
I could wear it. Then I'm an asshole.
yeah,
Touche. No, I'm. I feel I'm cool enough. I don't need to be wearing. I'm not Corey Hart. um, at least you get those nice DMs. Isaiah tends to send me some DMs that I like. Oh my god. Um, like I feel like he needs to head. Like he needs a hug. I love you, bro. Love you,
yeah,
man.
no, no, no. I get. Obviously, I do get all the good stuff. Um, there was a DM where we just had you recently, and you were talking about um, you know, uh, just everybody sending your picks for um, for you to what to watch and to review.
Yeah.
And Isaiah was just like, "Oh yeah, the fundamentals of caring." So he really enjoyed that post by you. What else did we get?
Fundamentals of current. Okay.
Oh, somebody wants you to watch Promising Young Women.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I gotta remember to put that. I'm gonna put that down.
That was
I've seen the trailer to that, so I'm down to watch that.
that was Yukiko Avila.
Yukiko.
Okay, yes, Yukiko. Obviously,
Yukiko.
Yukiko. Uh,
She's I've known her since elementary.
okay. Wow. Holy
Yeah,
cow, that's great.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
known.
I have some friends that I've still known since elementary on here.
I think I've only known one person since I want to say elementary, might be junior high. That I still talk to. So thank you, Yakiko. I absolutely read that completely wrong, where it says "promising young women." I was like, what? But apparently that's a
Promising
different.
young woman. Yeah, no, it's kind of I. It's been a while since I've seen the trailer and the premise of this, but my understanding is like she's a woman who uh pretends to act drunk to see if guys will take advantage of her, and then she ends up like killing them because
What?
they're yeah
That sounds interesting. Where's this on?
right.
Where's this on?
I don't think it's on anything right now. Um, that's the hard part. Sometimes streaming services, so you have like purchase the movie and stuff like that. Let me see. Promising Young Woman. It is currently available to pay. You can rent the movie for $6. So, or you can use a website. um, but I'll have to give it a shot. I have been wanting to watch it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Going on to more DMs, we got an interesting DM. Maybe it was a proposition. I'm not sure. I'll read it to you, and you can help me decipher this. But this is somebody that I know. His name's Justin Cook, aka the legendary Juice Man, and he wanted to know if he wants to get fucked up on weed and whiskey and Mexican food, and I guess be on the show. What?
Sure. I mean,
Really?
However you want to come onto the show. I don't think we've turned down a guest, but is that like he wants us to do it with him?
I think so.
Well,
Um,
I don't smoke weed, so that would be a you guys thing, and then I can do the Mexican food and the liquor.
yeah,
Two out of three.
he did send this at 12:38, in the morning. So,
He was already fucked up on Mexican food, liquor, and weed.
maybe I don't know, and that was on Cinco de Mayo, and I put, well, you picked you could do it today, you know what I mean, because it was like the perfect day, and then he sent me this odd photo, and he's like, you don't want to get fucked up and talk about Chilano fucking Sanchez, so I'm not sure, like I
Um,
just left it blank, like I don't know.
I am not Mexican, so I don't know who
I
that
don't even know who
is.
Chilano Sanchez is. I was like, what? What are you
I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
Like, I feel like bad. Like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We can talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. And of course that was
A little
another
background.
like late midnight, you know, midnight DM that he slid in, but I didn't
Yeah,
know how
we're
to
getting the
react to
wrong
that.
DMs. Most time, most people want a DM where it's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" It's
I know. We get, hey, let's get fucked up, you know what I mean? Let's, um and oh, the picnic project slid in a comment that was saying that the whistle pig reminds them of you, David Macias. So that
nice, nice.
oh my god. So um we got another one from Manny Alonso, and this is on your photo, that said that they really like that photo that you did with the Old Forester, and that it was very strong. It was a strong drink. We're starting to put some photos up. I know we've been doing a lot of videos, but every now
Yeah.
and then, we're putting photos up, and that's getting a lot of traction. The Humpty Dance tribute was an absolute phenomenon. People loved that particular segment, and people loved your dance. They loved your dance moves, David Macias. Any
Many people
comments on
do.
that?
Many people do. It's this is decades going. Trust me. This is over 20 years of dancing.
Yeah, yeah. People said it was fire as well.
Thank you, thank you.
And let's
The
see.
next
Oh,
the next time we go and the next time we get together, I'll do that dance like live.
oh, that'd be great. That'd be
Yeah.
great. Someone else, Di Gal Joe commented that now that they can't unsee the way you dance, you know what I mean?
Well, that's just the Humpty dance. There's other
Yeah,
moves that go on.
yeah. You're a
I
good
mean,
dancer. You're a good dancer. I've
I try. I've been known to cut a rug or two.
yeah.
Um, what was it? Marcus's wedding. Remember Marcus's wedding?
Oh yeah, that's where I first found out that you could dance.
Oh, that night was amazing.
Dude,
We
fuck, that was the most epic night that I don't remember. You know, I just remember waking up in my car the next day at the Cove, still at the Cove, walking in, and Nick being there and just giving me he's like, here you go, I know you need this, and I'm just like, where the fuck am I? And he's just trying to fill me in on the night.
we
Weddings are
went. Yeah, that was the night that I actually had DoorDash bring liquor to the wedding,
yes.
and then we went back to the cove from the wedding. Oh my god, I've never stayed there that late, even working.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've told you stories about when I I'm like, now I get to say when I used to clean the Cove. Walking in like at 4:30 in the morning, and some of the which will not be named, some of the bartenders still there. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, you guys. I feel like you. I'm like, you guys gotta go. I gotta clean this place.
Could you please leave?
Yeah. Oh, also, we got another comment from the Picnic Project that says for you to watch The Irishman. I am Mother. and Things Heard and Seen,
No,
and
Things Heard and Seen was horrible. That's a terrible movie. Fuck
I've
that.
never even heard of that.
Oh, it's on Netflix. I saw it. It's horrible. Sorry. I will. The Irishman is long. I have to designate a good fucking part of my life for The Irishman. Not that I won't, but it's long. But the other movie, no. I watched it. That movie it doesn't go anywhere. It's based on a book, and I'm sure it's better as a book. There's some movies that would have just been better staying as a book, and that was one of them. So, no.
I
I'm
I
sorry.
s- I I saw The Irishman, and it was, it was a 3-course meal. You know, it was long. That was, it easily could have they could have easily trimmed off 30 minutes, maybe even 45 minutes, and it would have been a much better movie, because all you're doing while you're watching this is saying this is still going on. So you're kind of getting a little taken out of the story. There's that, and then the CGIing of, Bobby
Robert De
D.
Niro. Bobby.
Bobby D. Okay, Bobby D. And
I don't know him personally, so I can't call him Bobby.
and like saying, man, that CGI, he looks young, but he moves like an old man. You know what I mean? So it's like those are two conflicting things that my brain is like seeing.
Um, I I don't know. I'm hard pressed to. There's some movies that like you want that were longer. Like this should have been longer. It would have been better if it was longer because they cut the storyline. But as far as movies that are too long, Blood In Blood Out. That movie's too long.
Oh man, that was perfect. That was
No,
perfect.
that movie is terrible. American Me is terrible. Don't make it seem like
American
these are
Me is
fucking
fucking great, dude. I
no,
absolutely loved
man.
it.
Here's my issue: is you see that an Asian woman won the Academy Award, and you see there's a lot more Asians on TV. You know why we don't have Latinos on like for these nominations, all this stuff? Is because all we do are cholo movies.
That's not true. That
Dude,
look,
tell
look.
me. Okay, look, give me five top 10, five movies. The top five movies that are based with Latinos.
Based with Latinos.
It's Latino based, like, and I'll give you Selena already. Okay, so you got four more. Give me four. Give me four more Latino movies that are in top five that don't that. And I'm gonna tell you, 2 to 3 of them include fucking prison and or cholos.
Can I use the internet on this?
By all means, I'm telling you right now that we are underrepresented as a culture because we're stuck thinking that that's our culture. I'm sorry,
Oh, you
as
know what?
somebody
The Mambo Kings. The Mambo Kings.
that was
And
not a top five movie. That's not a
oh,
great.
I love that movie.
You may love that movie, but
I
that's not
do.
a
I
movie.
think, but I personally think it's a top
I love the
five.
music. I bought the soundtrack.
Me too. It's one of the best soundtracks. That's why I'm like,
Yeah,
well, wait a minute.
Beautiful Maria is amazing. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
there will always be a part. Am I ready?
Yeah,
Clinging to
okay, but they had
paradise.
Armando Sante. He's not even fucking Latino.
What?
What is he?
Armando Sante. He's Armando Sante.
Armando Sante. They
Yeah.
don't even pronounce his name fucking Hispanically.
I say it Hispanic. La Bamba. What about La Bamba?
Okay, okay now go. That's two.
Richie
You
is
two,
flying guitars.
two, and they included a drunk Mexican in there.
Babo.
Why couldn't it have been you, Bob?
Oh. Well, I don't know if this is a top five, but Fools Rush In with Selma Hayek and
That's Latino. I mean that has Latinos, but that's not no bullshit. I'm not gonna give you that one.
I mean, it was more of a. Oh yeah, remember that movie? Um, let's see. And if you guys are watching this, feel free to go ahead and slide in a DM or comment on what you think. What about Spanglish with what's his name?
Again, that is not that is fucking not a Latino based movie. That's a Adam Sandler movie.
Um, Spy
You're just
Kids.
You're just choosing movies that have Latinos in them. And see, that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna say From Dusk
That's
Till
true.
Dawn because I'm like
So I'm like,
Desperado.
yeah.
Desperado's like maybe.
Um. So yeah. So all right. I'm not saying I don't agree with you, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Um.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna you have American Me. It's all prison. You have Blood In Blood Out. It's all prison. Fucking Mi Vida Loca. It's all cholas.
I love that. I'm like, what? Okay. What about Coco? What about Coco? Those about
That's an
Mexican
animated
culture.
movie. That's an animated movie. No, no, bullshit.
Okay. Well.
We have a very small representation in the movie industry. I know how to change it. I just need backing.
Okay, guys, we are on the Venmo, so make sure to back us. Oh, what about Dora? What about that movie with Dora? Dora the Explorer. That was,
If I could punch you through a screen, I would do that right now.
you-
Like, like, oh my god, did you just say Dora the Explorer
yeah,
based on a fucking cartoon, and you haven't even watched the movie?
I have it. You're right. You're absolutely right. I have it.
I'm gonna punch you. Like, I almost punch you in the nose.
Um. Oh, in our final. By the way, although we went on a little
Gross.
detour, we're looking at the comments.
Is that you or me?
We're looking at the comments, and we have one last final comment that we got to get to, and it was a long comment, and this was having to do with that concept of you are a guest at a person's house and you're asking to change the music, or you're just asking whether or not you have the right to that. And this was Mari Joyce. um
Mary Joyce.
yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to be Mexican here, so I'm like Mari.
Well, she's Filipino, so that's why. That's why I guess everything you just went in Latin with every
I know.
Armand all time. Mary Joyce.
I know. I'm trying to represent us. Okay, I'm trying to be the representation. Uh,
Christ.
and this was her comment. I don't believe the guest has any right to anything other than what's offered to them. So if the host asks me what music I like to hear, I'll tell them what kind of music I like. But I would still mention I'm fine with whatever they have playing, whether I do like it or not. It's not my place. I kind of think of it like when you have to use the restroom in someone's house and they tell you where it is, and let's say they direct you to one all the guests are using, but you prefer going to a more private space and ask, "Can I use your bathroom upstairs?" Yeah, no. Uh, I just find it rude, in my opinion, to ask for something you're not offered. So that was all the comments. So the people agreed with you. Shockingly, I know it's not shocking, but not many people
I
do agree
mean,
with me.
I'm just very adamant about my opinions and very vocal, and sometimes people just kind of follow in line. It reminds me of this time in high school when in English class. Like, you ever been the smartest person in the class?
In my opinion, yes, but grades, no. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I took a lot of like AP classes, not a lot, but I took some AP classes, and I wasn't supposed to be in those classes. I was so overwhelmed, and like I was just stupid. But then they moved me into another one in like another English class because they dropped me from AP, like from advanced English to this like regular English, and it's kind of one of those like that you're like one of the smarter people in the room. And we were having like a discussion, and I changed like three people's minds just by saying, "Okay, look at this, look at this, look at this." You're right. I was like, seriously? We're not. You're just gonna fold and fall into it? All right, great. Oh, and very quickly, Armando Asante. His father is Italian and his mother is Irish. He's
Wow,
not Latino, and he's in a Latino movie, so it doesn't count.
my whole life is ruined. I've been living a
My whole
lie.
life is a lie.
Oh no. Fuck it. Mama King's made him Latin. I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care.
Mama King's made him Latin. One of my favorites.
He's Latin enough.
Exactly. If you say his name with a Latin twist, he's Latin, man. So, um, speaking of high school, I just found this out about you. You were a tennis player, a captain, if you will.
A captain, if you will. I was. I was a I was a jock. I don't feel like I was the jock that was like the piece of shit jock, like that one that like was just always thought he was better than people. I just love playing sports. I played football, basketball, and yes, I played tennis. 4 years varsity.
Jeez, that's
I
amazing.
wasn't any good. I wasn't any good, but I
But you were
was.
on varsity. Now, were you on varsity because there was no JV, no freshmen? So they're like, there's only one. You found the
Yes, my
workaround?
freshman year, I was on varsity because there was no JVT. Absolutely true.
See,
100% true.
intelligente
Um,
me. I
yeah,
understand things.
yeah. Because in sports, like they have them split up in seasons, so you have to play whatever you have to pick a sport per season. And in the final season of the school year, you only have track, baseball, and tennis for guys sports. I suck at baseball, horrible baseball, and probably why I don't like it. And I was too slow for track, so I chose tennis because I had some friends on there. I was a freshman, a bunch of seniors and stuff, and then I just kept with it. And by my senior year, I was okay. I mean, I was good for Baldwin Park.
Well,
My tennis partner was probably as tall as you were, a small little Asian kid. His name was Chilin.
chilling.
And yeah, Chilin. What's up, Chilin? Yeah, no, dude, I was. It was funny. It was just like I'm this tall Latino and there's a bunch of like Asian kids. It was really that's what it was. It was like I'm the senior and I guess I didn't and I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound fucking just wrong. I didn't think I was popular, but I guess I was more popular than I thought I was, but I didn't give a shit. I was just like, dude, I like playing tennis. I'm with these fucking sophomores and juniors and they all kind of looked up to me. So it was kind of a cool feeling. Uh, but I just like playing the sport. It was something that I got better at. As time progressed, and especially from freshman year. I'm not gonna say I was good, but I was again good enough for Baldwin Park.
Now, let's jump to, how long has it been? 10 years since high school. Uh,
20, 10 years.
I'm trying to make you look cool.
No, I know. I've. It's been 22 years since high school.
And you picked up the racket again.
I
And
have recently. I would say I'll call her my niece. My niece was interested in tennis, and we have tennis courts here at my apartment complex. So just kind of came together where she is coming to practice. She wants to try out for the team starting next year. So I'm helping her out in a. I'm helping her out. Teaching her some stuff. Um, I
teaching
can
her
only.
what it
I
takes to
can.
be varsity. You're like, look here, kid. You know what I mean? It's very, very Miyagi esque. Are you having your wax on and wax off things?
I'm just trying to give her the basics, and it's when she gets to high school. Obviously, she'll have a real coach. I'm just it's been 22 years, so I'm just trying to remember things, and I'm still learning. I'm like learning to play again, and just trying to teach the little things. I have informed her that you should watch some tennis because that's how I learned to play sports. Like I never played catch with my dad or anything. I just watched sports on TV and it just functioned on how you're supposed to do things. And I think I've always been visual that way. So I tell her watch some tennis so you get to learn the rules. You get to see like the scoring, the way they move and everything. So you just try to teach the basics until she gets to actual school tennis.
Right. Now, let's say she makes it like all the way to, the Wimbledon. Are you going to be there like I was there? I was.
I molded her.
Yes.
No, no, I would never do that. Like you know, she's not my kid, and even my kids. Like I was supportive, but I never tried to be that parent that you see. Like I remember my son, he played basketball when he was really young, and his mom would scream like, "You have all this stuff," and I'm just there like enjoying my son play sports, you know, because I was. It's not like I was any good at any sport that I played. Uh, like like honestly, I mean, I played sports. I was varsity, but again, it doesn't say much. I mean, our football team had 22 players. There was no choice. um, but I just you just gotta enjoy your kids playing. You be supportive, and you know, and you don't take credit because at the end of the day, they're the ones out there doing it. They either want to do it and will learn to do it better, or they don't. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm not the overbearing parent.
Gotcha. Speaking about parents, we just had Mother's Day a couple days ago. Um, how was your Mother's Day? What did you do? I'm sure you spent it with Annabelle.
Oh yeah. We just chilled. It wasn't anything big. Mother's Day gets very crowded in places, so it wasn't like we could go anywhere and do anything. So we just relaxed. We just you know, she's she's working, so she likes to just chill on her days off. She didn't she got to talk to her kids and stuff like that. So I text the mothers of my children. You know, but um you know when the kids are younger you do the okay here flowers from the kid card all that stuff but my kids are older like you guys can do your own thing I will still say happy mother's day because you know you birthed my kids but I'm not
Yeah.
going out of my way you're not going to buy me a gift so why am I buying you a gift father's day me somebody made a joke like mother's day like you know they have commercials for diamond rings and fucking jewelry and then for father's day it's like oh cargo shorts $11
Right.
we get gypped.
Yeah.
Women get restaurants. Men get oh, you want a barbecue?
Yeah. Well, barbecue's not that bad. Let's. I mean, let's not. You
But
know.
if you have to barbecue yourself for your own Father's Day, it's kind of fucked up.
I mean, men truly do gravitate to an open flame. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Yeah.
Um, I myself, my mom is obsessed with karaoke. She does all the karaoke stuff, and she set up her karaoke, and she's like everybody has to sing one song. And so all my family came over, my nieces, my nephew,
Did
my
you see
brother, my
Careless
sister.
Whisper?
I didn't. I did Radiohead. I did Fake Plastic Trees. And then what other song did I do? I think I did like two or three songs um that I did, but it was cool. It was nice, but I got to take it was weird because my brother and my sister were leaving, and I hung around just for a couple more minutes, help, clean up and stuff. And I took a photo of me and my mom for Mother's Day because I got really weird about like, well, I want to take a photo with her, but I don't want to do it in front of my brother and my sister because they don't have social media, and you know, I didn't want it to be like, well, since I'm the only one with social media, let me take a photo because on Mother's Day it becomes the social media phenomenon of everybody taking a photo with their mom, and I was like,
That
oh
and the first day of school.
yeah, well, so I was like,
People always
well,
say, "Oh, first day of school," like whatever.
yeah, so I was like, well, let me, get my photo in, of a photo of me and my mom in for social media and stuff like that. And man, the response was amazing. I was like, because I'm like, okay, it's just a photo of me and my mom. It's not like everybody else isn't doing this. But dude, it got a lot of likes, and I got two comments privately about this. They said, "Man, you should use it as a dating photo of you and your mom." They're like, "That was a really good photo. You should use it on your dating profile." And so I wanted to get your kind of opinion of that and the people listening and watching. What is your opinion? Like, should a guy take a photo of them with their parents and use that as a dating app. What does that say about them?
Um, as somebody who doesn't use dating apps and somebody who doesn't talk to their mother, uh, I may be the wrong person, but I don't see an issue with it. I mean, you love your mother. A lot of women do look at the relationship that a person has with their mother, because it's always that old adage that how they treat your mother is how they're going to treat you, which I think is bullshit. Uh, but I don't. I mean, if it's a matter, it's more for you. Like, do you feel comfortable showing your mom off like that? And are you using your mom just to
Right,
get laid?
right.
I mean, if you are doing it because you're proud and happy about your mother and you do think it's a good photo, then yeah, sure. But if you're using it just to, you know, use that condom that you have in your wallet, um, I don't I don't think that's a good idea. But women do, I think, tend to gravitate towards a man who has a good relationship with his mother. I mean, I'm split. I can give you the pros and cons of both. So it really comes down to how you feel about it. I mean, if I would ask your mom, like, mom, is it okay if I use this photo in my dating apps? I'm sure she'd be like, yes.
She's like, what do you mean? You're not dating? I'm like, oh my god. Let me know when you have a date. Oh fuck, you know what I mean? That opens up a whole brand new can
Yeah,
of
you're right. You're right. I'll cook. Just bring her here.
yeah.
I'll talk her up.
Yeah, I don't want to open up that bag of worms. You know,
Yeah.
you know what? Since we're on dating apps, I saw a an ad or whatever it's called, and this girl's like, I just don't want to date anyone that is an emotional dumpster fire, and I have no idea what that is. Like, what do you mean an emotional? I mean that's some pretty interesting language, and I was like, maybe
It's
David will know what that is.
I mean, it could be construed in a lot of different ways. It's kind of, I guess it's a more explicit way of saying baggage. Like, you have issues with, past relationships or exes, or you don't know how to love yourself, or you just fucking you have all these uh ideas that you're stuck in your head. Remember, we had that conversation. I don't know, was it you that had a conversation with? I'm sure it was you. Yeah. We discussed the idea of, like, if you have a list, that the list is just trash, like you have too many thoughts going on in your head. Um, but it's also, I mean, somebody who says that, I'm sure, has their own emotional baggage. So it's kind of like, it's just, what do I guess you'd have to specify, like, okay, what do you consider a dumpster fire
Yeah,
of emotion? Like, what is your idealism of your ideas on that? It's I don't know. I mean, I don't think you have your emotional dumpster fire, but
but
yeah,
I'm a dumpster.
that's
No, I'm just kidding.
that's I mean,
The dumpster that
up to
smells.
it's up to everybody. Everybody has their ideas, so it's like, what would be a dumpster fire to one person is just life to another. It's the truth, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Totally get it. Um, Sports.
Oh,
I
sports.
know, I know you. We wanted to talk to me about the release of the NFL schedule,
The
and
schedule
the Chargers will be playing the Browns here in LA.
in LA.
Yeah, and
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, I gotta go.
do you want tickets to that?
Yes.
Or would you settle for being at a bar and watching it?
Mm-mm. It's Cleveland. How often are they in fucking town? Like, it
I
happens
mean,
once every fucking decade.
no, because I mean, now that we have two LA teams, it's going to happen a little bit more often for football,
Uh,
at least.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I saw them a couple years ago. They did play the Chargers a couple years ago, but that was at the Home Depot Center, and that stadium was trash. It was
Oh, that's
horrible
a great place to watch football, man.
because you're like right on top of the field, but
Yeah,
it's also the Browns really sucked then. So now that they're good, like I want to watch it. We'd have to hit up Filthy. You know, Filthy's a Browns fan, so we can all go as a group and stuff. Um, yeah, I have to go. I have to go watch them. They're in town. I wanted to go. I was supposed to go watch a Browns game in Cleveland like 2 years ago, but just things happened where I couldn't go. I got free tickets, but I couldn't just fucking. You know, you got to fucking fly to Cleveland, get a hotel room. So it gets kind of pricey to go watch a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited and can't wait to see that game and let the season progress. You know, play out. Are you excited for your Chargers? I mean,
I'm just excited for this year. It's kind of a brand new slate. We got a whole new head coach, especially with the prospect of Justin Herbert and a new coaching staff. Um, because last year we had the same old coaching staff, so we got the same old results. And this year it's like, okay, let's see. This is a brand new team, brand new everything. Let's. I'm very optimistic, but again, every year I'm very optimistic, and then I just get truly disappointed. But
yeah,
this year, I think
it's hard because you have a new coach, so it's like everybody has to learn the coach's way of doing things, and and you kind of meld. Like people shit on Baker Mayfield, and I was one of them. I'm sold, not sold on Baker Mayfield. He had three different coaches in like 2 years, and now they finally got a coach and a GM who I think have put it together, and the team is buying in. Once you have your players buy in, good things happen. So I think once the Chargers buy in, you guys will be okay. You know?
yeah, yeah. Urban Meyer,
Oh, I want to talk
coach
about this.
coach of the Jaguars, says he has to make a decision on soon on whether or not Tim Tebow is going to be on the team or not. Tim
They
Tebow,
signed him. He's on the team.
is he? So I
Well,
guess
I mean, he's on the team for preseason, and
right.
he still has to play out. Um,
It's a good
Here's the
decision.
thing.
Tim, look, I'll give you my, and then I'll get yours.
Okay,
But
go
I
ahead.
think Tim Tebow is, regardless, a win because he's from the area, so they're going to sell a lot of jerseys, and plus he has the backing already, just from the Tim Tebow fans in general. So this is, regardless, a win for the Jaguars, and it's going to bring them even more press, and probably they're going to get a lot more TV time because of it. So that's personally what I think is a good decision.
It's gotten a lot of bad press. A lot of bad press. Because he's been out of the league for 8 years. He went to baseball, he's been commentating. Here's the thing is I get why people are upset. They're upset because of Colin Kaepernick. And I think Colin Kaepernick got a raw deal. I do
Yeah,
think he got fucked over. Um, but there's some differences here. One, Tim Tebow played for Urban Meyer in college, so they have a history. So you're going to take care of your people. I don't have a problem with. I mean, I got a couple jobs because people took care of me because I know them. You know what I mean? Um, and two, he's coming in at a different position. He's not coming in to be the quarterback. If he was coming in to be the quarterback, fuck that. There's no way he should be there. He never should have been a quarterback to begin with in the season. Like, had Tim Tebow started his career switching over to tight end, he would be a good tight end. So that's where I'm okay with this. Is he's not coming in as quarterback. He's coming in at a different position. He wants to be in the league. He wants to play with his old coach. And it's not guaranteed that he's gonna make the roster. He still has to go out there and do everything that he's supposed to do. He's older, he's been out of the league, he's gotta get in shape. Um, but I see both sides of it. I have less issue with it because of that, though, because he's doing something else.
okay. Um, moving along, the A's are thinking about relocating out of Oakland.
I heard this. I heard this.
You know, would be a hilarious relocation.
Las Vegas,
Yeah, I'm like, oh great, like they just follow the Raiders over there.
the Las
But
Vegas A's.
yeah, and you know, a Las Vegas needs a baseball team, and Vegas is perfect. I mean, they're starting to get their sports. They have a hockey team. They have a. I would say they have a basketball team because the Rebels are pretty popular.
That's
Um,
college. That's UNLV, and they have been popular since the early '90s with
really?
Larry Johnson. Oh yeah, the running Rebs. No,
So you know, all they need now is just a basketball team and a baseball team, and I mean, they're pretty much going to be a nice sports town because think about it. You go to watch football there. You spend the week. You can go watch a baseball game. Man, if the Dodgers and A's played out there, I would love to just do a weekend there
weekend
and
series. Yeah,
yeah
I'm for it. I'm down. I would 100% guarantee that if Las Vegas got a baseball team, soon after they would get a basketball team. I think basketball
yeah.
would extend into another couple teams.
Do,
Because I
do
know they're trying to bring. I know they're trying to bring basketball back to Seattle.
yeah. Do you know what would be a good basketball team to put in Vegas?
I would just do it as an expansion. I would just expand the league because eventually you just have to do that. You can't just keep flipping uh, teams into other cities. It's it's very difficult. I mean, the last time that happened was the Browns turning into the Ravens,
Right.
and then because like even when they added the Jaguars, they added the Panthers, or you know what, it might have been the Texans. The Texans
It-
might have been the newest team out of Houston.
right. Right. Which were they were the Oilers way before then.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
The
if the
Oilers
Texans were somewhere else.
the Oilers became the Jaguars. I want to say.
I
Did
don't.
they?
It's we'd have to go back into the history. I'm not like yeah. No, I mean I think expansion is the way. I mean you can go into remember basketball
Yeah.
if the southeast north region
Yeah.
is eventually. I'm for expansion. I'm for more cities getting teams and just doing it's getting more people out there. I mean, it's better for fandom. It's better for cities. It's more revenue. It's revenue for the places around the stadium. Um, I'm down. I'm okay with it. I mean, you take like we have two LA teams, but both LA teams were based out of other cities, so it hurts those cities. So it's like, why not just expand and just create it?
Well, the Rams were originally L.A. and
And then with St. Louis,
right.
but they won a Super Bowl in St. Louis.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, the Chargers were originally LA their first year, then they moved to uh San Diego.
Did
So
they? I did not know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But the Clippers,
1960
the Clippers used to
for
be in
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm
the Lakers were in
Minnesota.
LA.
Yeah, they're Minnesota. Hence their name Lakers because LA is known for their lakes, right?
I tell people all the time, I was like, so you have 16 championships. Half of them weren't even in the states.
But they're all LA now. It's like they're all
Hey,
we
the
consider them all.
Dodgers were in LA.
No, they were Brooklyn. They won two. They won two in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and then the rest here. Um, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the horse racing, the Kentucky Derby.
I heard about this.
Yeah,
I've been to the horse races. It's cool, it's chill, but I'm not a big horse race. Like I need to watch the race. Yes, the winner of the Kentucky Derby tested positive for something.
for an anti-inflammatory drug. So I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, if something's inflamed, you know what I mean, and you want them to still perform, you're going to give them that drug. So I'm on the fence about this, but I know that they took they rescinded the championship and gave it to the second place winner. However, the people that won the money, everybody gets to keep their money. So it's not like people can have to return their money, and then the third place becomes second place, and those people get money. So that's the only part that I'm really pissed about. So even if you won with that horse, and they took it back, the people that won with that horse still get to keep the money. So um, I don't think it should be like that. If they disqualify that horse, you should get your money back. But who's gonna be like, well, I already have the money, let me give it back? I get it.
Yeah, I spent it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. It. I get it. Where I mean, an anti-inflammatory, that's just aspirin. That's fucking ibuprofen. You know what I mean? But it also means that horse is looser. It's not tight because you're inflamed. Um, so I don't know if that's an advantage. I don't know what their rules are for horse racing. I just know that if a horse breaks a leg, they shoot it.
Yeah.
They just kill the horse. Um,
I'd be like, I'm like, take me out to stud. I got
Yeah.
condoms.
Yeah. You can't stud with condoms. I was like, I missed that one.
Everybody just like,
The as far as the money, I get why you can't ask for the money back, but I would be pissed if it go. So my horse actually won. Where's I would have won like $50K and shit.
Yeah.
That thing is like, dude, that's fucked up. Like I know this is gonna sound very American, but I would sue the owner of the horse or the trainer for my money that I would have won on that ticket. Because had your horse there's a chance where your horse didn't win that race and I would have won the money, and you cheated, so you owe me the money. It's very American.
Yeah. Any more topics in sports?
In sports, no. I mean, we gotta decide on if you're able to go to the game and work a schedule so we can go to the game. We gotta watch. Yeah.
But not only that, but
if anybody wants to join us and go to this game as well, we can all get together and purchase tickets and tailgate and fucking watch the Chargers and the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know whether or not tailgating is going to be allowed there. It has to be, I think, but we'll see. At the Coliseum, they don't allow tailgating anymore. Dodger Stadium, obviously, they don't allow tailgating. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because that fan base is terrible.
Okay. I know we are. But I'm trying to be the good guy here.
Yeah, and the Coliseum was the Raiders, so that's why they didn't let that there.
Yeah.
This is Chargers. There's not a lot of people. We tailgated at the Home Depot. We got to tailgate at the Home Depot.
Did you?
Yeah, we got there late, so we didn't tailgate properly, but we got to set up, and you get to set up and do and barbecue and all that stuff. Bullshit.
Okay, so maybe they're gonna allow tailgating. So I'm sure it's gonna be super expensive though.
Yeah,
because they want to get all their cash. Last call for topics. You got any topics that we didn't discuss?
30-day challenges. Have you? I tend to peruse YouTube a lot, and I've come across a lot of these people doing 30-day challenges. 100 push-ups a day, fucking 15,000 steps. 10. Have you ever come across a 30-day challenge that you've wanted to do?
I've actually done a 30-day challenge.
Have you?
Yes, it was a pretty cool experience. It was every day you have to give one thing up. So this is at the time.
It sounds like Lent.
Right, but but instead of one thing for 30 days, it's one thing a day. So at the time I was, and this happened when I was working in radio, and I came across these guys that did a documentary on Netflix, and it was about living a, a life of, you know, of not having many things. These guys lived a very simple life, and they only had like the guy only had like two pairs of jeans, one pair of shoes, and he was talking about how he got started in this and he did this challenge, this particular challenge, and I was like, you know what? Let me do that. So actually, I did it in May a few years ago, and it was really cool because I started every day giving up something because with me, I tend to put physical traits into inanimate objects. Whereas like I see my guitar, and sometimes I'm thinking the guitar is talking to me, saying, "Hey, man, you haven't played me in a while," or like a cable I'll see, and the cable's like, "Dude, you haven't used me in a while," or weird shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I harken that back to me watching a lot of cartoons. That's kind of where I got that from, because when I was watching tons of cartoons as a kid, all these objects, had emotions and feelings. And so because of that, I put emotions and feelings in all these objects. So I started every day giving up one thing. And because I was not a pack rat, for lack of a better term, but I just had a lot of shit that I didn't use. Like, for example, I still had the first bottle of beer that me and my sister shared, you know, and it was just taking up space, and it was, it just had sentimental value. That's all. And I was just like, man, it's just taking up space, and yeah, it's a great memory. I'm like, do I really need this, And I'm like, I know I'll always have the memory, but it's of course that idea of the recuerdo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it took a lot, but I finally got it, and I'm like, well, let me at least recycle it, you know and that began my whole, well, if I'm going to get rid of something, I better make sure I'm going to recycle it. And so that led me into a whole 30 days of finding things that I didn't need, and recycling them, because I'm like, I'm not going to throw something away. If I'm going to throw something away, I'm like, it's not going to help the earth out. So a lot of that led into me just finding creative ways into recycling. So that was my 30-day challenge. And some of those challenges in those 30 days, some things I just gave up emotionally. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I need to
Mm.
get this emotion off my back. I'm just going to let it go. So it was a bit of a cathartic time.
Wow. Okay. That this got way deeper than I thought it was gonna go. Wow, wow, okay. A lot of emotion got out there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a very emotional person.
You
I
are, you
I
are,
wouldn't say
and we
I
love
wouldn't
you for
say
it,
I wouldn't say a dumpster fire, but I would say
ladies. Not a dumpster
not
fire.
dump-
Just emotion. I'm in tune with my emotions. Um, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that it helped you. I mean, have you seen yourself in a position where you would try that 30-day challenge again because you've started to go back into that hoarding type of position?
Yeah, I need to. I need to. I need to do it again, because I'm starting to have so much more stuff pile up in my life again, and I do, because right now I'm obsessed with tank water. So I have a fish tank, and before I was throwing away, because you have to change your water in your fish tank every week, or I do it biweekly. But I was just throwing it away, and then I was like, you know what? I'm like, I don't know why. I started doing research on tank water. I have no idea why. Sometimes something just pops in my brain. I'm like, oh, let me check that out. So
Yeah.
I started researching tank water, because I'm like, dude, I'm just throwing it away. I mean, maybe I could do something with this. I don't know. So I started researching it, found out that tank water is the absolute best thing you can give to dying plants, or any plant that you need to be rejuvenized. And so because of that, I started doing tests. So I started getting some of the water and putting it outside where there was like where there was grass, but it was either dying or there was a lack of grass in that particular situation. So I started pouring water over it, and lo and behold, the grass started coming back, more grass started growing, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And so I thought of my sister because she has a bunch of plants. And so then I got like this little carton of just a gallon or a liter of milk, and I used that. I drank all the milk because I'm like, my brain, what am I going to do? I need a carton. I didn't think about going and buying a carton. I'm like, let me just buy milk. I'll eat cereal for a week, and I'll use the carton. Right? That's my brain, David. Sometimes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so I got rid of that milk with and now I'm using that carton to store some of the tank water, but then I still have excess tank water. So now I'm like, now I need another carton. So now I'm like, I have all these cartons that I have that I'm holding on for every other week for when I fill up my tank and change out the water so I could give tank water to people that need, their plants rejuvenated. So
Yeah.
now I'm like collecting not cans, but little cartons of stuff just to hold water.
Yeah, that's you only need one. Like you don't need to be the Johnny Appleseed of tank water. You get some tank water. You get some tank water.
Yeah. But I'm just but the proof is in the pudding, man. Like everything, all the plants are my sister's like, wow, this fern was like not happy and now it looks super perky. You know what I mean? She's like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
so that's a way of me recycling that water and putting it to use. But I'm starting to just get a collection of things. So I need to start doing that 30-day challenge very soon.
Gotcha.
What
Gotcha.
about you? Have you been thinking about doing a 30-day challenge ever since seeing this on YouTube?
I've contemplated whether it would be beneficial or if I can get myself into it. Because any 30-day challenge, you really have to be motivated and pop in. Um, so I was gonna actually reach out to anybody who's listening if there was a 30-day challenge you thought that we could try, like something that you think would benefit us or just something you want to see us do. And nothing stupid, but you know,
Like, what would be
uh,
stupid? What would be stupid, David?
I
Like,
don't know. I mean, I off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what I think would be stupid. Just something just that like way over the top, like you have to fucking run 10 miles a day and shit. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's a lot of time. Um, but something that's reasonable. I mean something that maybe even something that somebody wanted to do when they can have us do it with them. Just kind of all of us get together and then after the 30 days you can be a guest and we can talk about it.
yeah, we can have you on at the beginning and then at the end.
But,
Um, that would be super cool. Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
Um, any other topics?
Uh, Nothing big. I mean, nothing that can't be saved for another show.
Okay. I got one that's a little big and can't be saved because it's a little
Okay.
timely. And that is, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but there was a $26 million lotto winner that was unclaimed. The 26 million was unclaimed. They bought the ticket in November, and today is the last day for them to claim it. They found the person, okay, that has yet to unclaim this 26 million. Turns out she washed the ticket in.
Ugh.
They have
Ah.
the video of her buying it. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens if they're like, here's the proof she bought it. If she can show the little crumbles of the ticket, I don't know if they're gonna give it to her or not. What do you think? Should they give it to her? They have the video evidence. They just don't have the ticket.
If they have the video evidence, I don't see why they wouldn't give it to her. That's just as much as having the physical ticket. I mean, the fact that you guys even went to the length of trying to find this person visually, I don't see why not. Like I would at least half. I bought the goddamn thing. You
Yeah.
saw me buy it. You know what I mean? Nobody else is claiming like she bought it for me. That will fall into place.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It's like I feel for her. I mean, I think she deserves at least some of the money. Um, I don't buy a lot of lotto to know like to have an issue like that. Like I've bought lotto before, and I normally just leave it like in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like right there, just like, oh, let me check this real quick. Uh, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they should give her the money?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they should give her the money because she doesn't have the ticket. Yes, they have the evidence of it. Although I do feel that they should give her half.
So
I
okay, half. So
Yeah,
they
I'm
give
I'm 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 not down with the entire bit, but I'm like, okay, we'll give you a consolation prize. Here's half because that opens up another brand new can of worms once you don't have a ticket and you have video evidence. So again, that opens up way too many possibilities. So I'm down for giving her half because if she doesn't claim it, all the 26 million goes into the school districts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So either way, it's a win for either the school or for them. So I'm like, well, if she gets half, at least the other half goes into the school districts around there.
At that point, I didn't even take a meal. Just give me a meal. Like, hey, I'm about to take. Give me a meal. No taxes. Give me a meal straight up. And because my taxes are going into the school system, 25 million is going back into schools. That's my taxes. I mean, there has to be some kind of halfway, meet you halfway there type of thing. Uh,
Yeah.
having, yeah, because I would go postal if you tell me that you have evidence of me buying the ticket and you're not going to give me any money. Like, start kicking down doors.
Yeah, but that's your fault. You washed the ticket. You know what I mean? So at the same
Yeah,
time,
but
so
look at the shoe on the other foot type of situation here. Like, if it was you, you'd be like, "You're right. I don't deserve the money." No, you'd be like, "Give me some money."
yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Speaking of money, last bit of news before we head out is that Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin for car purchases because of environmental concerns. Wanted to get your thoughts on cryptocurrency, David. It's the big rage right now, the crypto.
It is the big rage.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
see I don't see how Tesla can. I mean, that's the worst excuse possible. I think the problem with Tesla is because like you have Elon Musk who has pushed cryptocurrency immensely. I think the problem is if you get the cryptocurrency for the car and then the cryptocurrency falls and there's no value to it. So this person just got a free car. They didn't pay for shit anyway. Because
Well,
it was
they didn't get a free car. They paid for the crypto, whatever it was. They maybe got a discount because of it, but
no, but look at it. You put $100 into stock into crypto, and that stock jumped up to $64,000, right? You only paid $100,
yeah,
so you bought a car for
yeah,
$100. You
essentially.
know what I mean? Essentially. So that's I see where he's like, shit, we're losing money because if the crypto falls, the value falls, we're out cars and we don't have the money. So that's the problem with stuff like that. Is like it's all based on stocks. And like just a while ago, I think the Dog or
Doge.
Dogecoin or whatever
Yeah.
Dogecoin that fell. That started falling out, then came back up. So it's volatile. You can't say this is a set amount of money. It's always going to be this set amount of money, unless because you really can't uh, cash out crypto, right? You just use it to buy things that are accept
Right.
cryptocurrency.
Right.
So I see why they do it, but to say environmental, I mean, there's nothing to do with the environment.
It does actually
How?
because of the servers. The way the way it works is that this coin is spread out amongst thousands and thousands of servers, which is why it's so this is what makes it crypto, because it's not like, okay, I have this coin and it's right here on this. You have a small little portion of that coin, and in order to steal that coin, you have to go through billions of servers to find all the little elements, kind of like putting together a to bring it full circle, uh, to put together a peanut butter cookie. You know, you have to go one place to buy the egg. You have to go another place to buy the peanut butter. You have to go another place to buy the sugar type
You
thing.
don't. You actually all get it at one place.
Right, but that means you could steal it all in one place too. But
Okay,
but the way crypto
but
works is it's all spread out.
okay, but how does that hurt the environment? If these excuses it's not good for the environment, how does that hurt the environment?
Again, you're using computers, and computers use energy and server space and yada yada yada. Did I mention the bisque?
So it's killing the trees?
No, it's just taking up. It's really a environmental impact because of energy that it's taking.
So then if we go into solar energy, it's not hurting the environment?
I don't know, because then again, server space and servers. I forgot where it is, and there's a reason why I forgot, because I don't want this to really be out there. There's a state where like half the state is made up of servers.
Well, that's kind of like the is it Greenland that has the that that super underground fucking storage place that has every seed ever? So in case the world collapses, we can rebuild the earth one seed at a time.
Yeah, but it's like, well, where's everything collapses? How are we going to get to the seeds if they're down in this underground base?
Well,
You
they
know what I
already have
mean?
military people there. They already
Okay.
have people like designated to
Wow.
live there for the rest of civilization and shit.
Not for civilization. I'm sure it's like the
But
regular
that's
military where
but that's
they're
the reason. That's the reason that you have all these seats and stuff down there is because you know max exodus of just like fucking um, earthquake or fucking torch the earth and shit. We always look at uh those apocalyptic movies. Like there's literally a movie just started called Greenland. I just watched it on HBO, where meteors were hitting the earth, and it was like, oh, this is it. This is the world killer. Like this is fucking the uh, dinosaurs extinct
right.
again, and they had to get to Greenland. It was the base. It was the American base where uh, they could be safe. So people were trying to get to Greenland. They had like a lottery. Like you were selected to go here because of whatever job you did, and and then I don't want to ruin the story, but like they make it, and then like 9 months later they come from the bunker, and it's like come back into the world.
Wow. And
So
and there's a movie on HBO.
on HBO Max, yeah.
I'll check it out.
Greenland.
I'll check it out
Yeah.
probably tonight. Um, anything else?
No, I mean I'm good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us in another episode of Drinks to Words By. Truly do appreciate it. And if you appreciate us, we are on the Venmo. That's right. Look for us at Drinks to Words By and add to our war chest of plethoras of money. Maybe we'll buy Bitcoin. We don't know. Maybe we'll have our own cryptocurrency. We'll call it Drinko currency or something like that.
I'm down. Let's do it. How do we do that?
We invest in the super sexy market that is Drinko currency,
Right.
but
Drinko chips.
yeah, Drinko chips, but it can only be used at bars, right? That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Um, and so yeah, so invest in us. We are in Venmo at Drinks to Words By, and make sure to check out the plethora of streaming partners that we are available on. We are on such streaming partners such as Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon, TuneIn, and so much more. And again, if you want to see us, we are on YouTube. Head over to drinkstowardsby.com to click on that banner, because our YouTube URL is weird. It's like I don't even know what it is. It's like
Yeah.
349 whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just head over there and just click on that
It's
and
like
subscribe.
cryptocurrency. It's
Yeah,
confusing.
exactly. Exactly. So make sure to just log on there to watch the show in its entirety. But hey, if you don't have that kind of time, we do little shots of the show on our Instagram. So make sure to follow us there at Drinks to Words By. And again, anytime you guys mention a comment or you slide in a DM, we're going to do a show every now and then in which we answer back those comments and those DMs. And thank you again for sliding in the comments and the DMs. If you want to email us, by the way, we haven't had an email in a while. Feel free to email us, drinkstowordsby@gmail.com. Feel free to email us about anything, whether it's a past show or a current show. Everything is fair game with that. So I think I've said it all. And now we have reached the final cheers of the program. What are we cheersing to today, David?
You know what? I'm actually going to cheers to all those people that slid into our DMs. To all the people who are listening and contribute to the show. We truly appreciate it. I know I do. It's a good. It makes you feel good for us anyway. To know that you're listening and that we hit a topic that makes sense to you or you want to discuss or you just enjoy the show. So cheers to all the listeners and everybody who commented. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to do a cheers to Needle and Thread. And the reason why I'm doing it to Needle and Thread was this shirt was kind of torn and tattered, but I was able to kind of
Oh,
put
it's not.
well,
Oh,
I've
okay.
I've really fixed it up. It's really come a long way, and I was able to fix it up. So I'm like now.
This may be one of the 30-day things you give up.
Well, that was another thing. It was all torn and tattered, and I didn't want to give it up. I was just like, I got to rehabilitate it. I got to stitch it back up so I can wear it again. But of course, it's become a house shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
not meant for public viewing. Uh,
I was actually going to say, somebody else, anybody who's really good at stitching and stuff. But I go, you're actually good. You're very good at sewing. You're the one that does all your own stitch work at home. So yeah. Well, I mean, it's a house shirt. So
yeah.
cheers to doing it.
Cheers to house shirts. Essentially, it's really cheers to house shirts.
House
To
shirts,
that.
houseware.
Yeah. Oh man, and thank you guys again for tuning in. Until then, the bar is closed. David, kick them out.
Take the parking lot, pimp it to the parking lot. See you, everybody.